Bryan Danielson's neck might be hanging on for dear life, just like the AEW ratings, but that's not going to stop him from making it to the next pay-per-view and taking out the Young Bucks. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Bryan Danielson, after Collision, went off the air, cut a bit of a shoot/storyline promo. It was a digital exclusive for AEW. I guess Collision was so bad they needed something else to do, so Bryan Danielson cut some passionate promo, spoke a little bit about the Bucks, spoke a little bit about Tony Khan and obviously kissing his ass, then dived into his real neck problems and the fact that he needs surgeries because his neck is completely ruined, and then he also stole some CM Punk stuff as well. So we'll cover all that over the next few minutes. But yeah, first of all, let's before we talk about what Bryan Danielson actually said. I mean, it feels so phony now. Anytime someone brings up Tony Khan, I'm always going to believe that they've been forced to do so. Ever since that Adam Copeland promo, that was goddamn awful. It was as soon as CM Punk came out and had that interview, Edge comes out, Adam Copeland comes out the next night, and he's putting over AEW. He's putting over Tony Khan. And it just seemed really disingenuous, man. It almost felt like Tony Khan sent Adam Copeland out there with an absolute script just to try and paint AEW in a positive light. And I got a little bit of that from what Daniel Bryan said. And then he also spoke about his injuries, and he has said that he plans on retiring this year. He doesn't know if he's going to make it to the end of 2024. And to be honest, considering how bad this guy's neck is, I think it would be a good idea for him to call it a day. I mean, he's working in AEW. It's not exactly the safest place. It's not exactly the place you would want to work when you have these issues in the first place. And I'm not saying WWE was great to Bryan, because they weren't. I remember when he came back and he was taking all these moves, and you know what, maybe Bryan needs to take some responsibility for that as well. But I remember Bryan came back and you've got like Kevin Owens power bombing him neck first on the fucking ring apron. You're like, what the hell is that? You know, the guy has got legit neck issues. Yes, you can kayfabe attack the neck, but I mean, come on, why would you do risky shit like powerbombing him neck first on the ring apron? You know, if you want to work the neck, then, you know, just stretch the neck or something, or, I don't know, do a sleeper hold, or a rear naked chin hold, something that looks like it's applying pressure to the neck. You know, there's submissions that you could do to make it look like you're trying to hurt the neck. You don't actually fucking try and bash the guy's neck off every hard surface you can find. But anyway, let's get into what Bryan Danielson said then. So he was speaking about FTR, speaking about the Bucks, speaking about his neck, speaking about AEW, speaking about Tony Khan, speaking a little bit about everything. And then he also mentioned the fact that the Young Bucks only want to work one day a week. And we've already heard that from CM Punk, who wasn't having it, who didn't want people that wanted to basically show up once and then tape vignettes. So yeah, here we go. That's what Bryan Danielson said in this exclusive digital media for AEW. He says, quote, "Somebody paid a price to take out FTR, to take me out before Anarchy in the arena. We know exactly who it is. No, I hurt my neck. Real bad. Then I'm wrestling Will Ospreay. I go to give him a Frankensteiner off the top rope. I've never had this happen to me. Dude lands right on his feet. I go straight down on my head, and then later in the match, right before he pins me, he hits me with a storm driver. I got shooting pains down my arm. I'm at home. I have to go to get MRIs. I have a compression of the nerve root at C6, C7, and C7T1. I've got this shooting pain that's running down my arm that won't go away. The doctor is telling me that pretty soon I'm going to have surgery. The only way I can hold out is if I can keep my strength in my right hand. Right now it's still there. I have this shooting pain, but I've still got the strength. So I plan on staying at home, recovering, doing physical therapy. I'm watching Dynamite, and I'm seeing the Young Bucks and the Elite pile drive Tony Khan, the guy who started this company, the guy who, if he weren't here, this company wouldn't even exist. I watched that and I was angry, mad as hell. Then I watched the next week and they took out Kenny Omega. Hospitalized him when he's already sick, when he's already hurt. You were supposed to change the world together. Together. That's how I know you guys say you're good Christian boys, but you guys are evil. Because who turns their back on their best friend like that? That's when I realised I can't stay home anymore. I can't rehab anymore. I have to come back. I have to fight. I have to fight for AEW because I love this place. You guys say that you only want to change the world. You won't even show up on a Saturday. They only want to work one day a week. And they want to run this place. Anybody, oh heaven forbid, anybody stand up to them. Heaven forbid anybody stand up and say what I just said, that they're lazy and that they only want to work one day a week. Then they put a price on our heads. Go ahead, put a price on my head. I've had a lot of people a lot stronger than you, a lot more powerful than you, put prices on my head. I'm still here. Anarchy in the arena, you guys better come for a fight. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. Young Bucks, Jack Perry, even Okada. I'm going to spit in your face because I used to respect you and I don't respect you anymore. End of quote. So a bit of a weird promo there from Bryan Danielson. First he's talking about his issues with his neck and that he needs to have surgery essentially, but he isn't doing it, I guess, because he wants to wrestle. He wants to risk his life. He wants to risk his mobility, I guess, in his future. Then he spoke about he's watching Dynamite. I mean, he's one of the few people doing it. Not many people watching Dynamite these days. And he's put over Tony Khan about how there would be no business, there would be no AEW without Tony Khan. Just seems like pandering at this stage. It feels like Tony Khan is forcing that shit. Then he speaks about how the Bucks only want to work one day a week, and that nobody will stand up and say that they're lazy. Nobody will say what he just said, and that they only want to work one day a week. And it's like, CM Punk just came out and said this like 2 months ago. CM Punk said his issue was there's lazy people in AEW. The kids only want to do one day a week. They want to just turn up, wrestle, and then shoot vignettes. So now I don't know why Bryan Danielson is all of a sudden trying to make out as if he's hardcore, as if he is somehow coming up with this groundbreaking information or this groundbreaking dig here at the Young Bucks when it's already been said by CM Punk. Honestly, I don't really get that. And then he's talking about putting a price on the head. It's weird promo, he's half in kayfabe, then he's kind of shooting, then he's talking about a legit injury that he's got. Very weird here from Bryan Danielson. I think the guy needs to retire. If these injuries are legit, if this surgery is legit, is there any point of him having this surgery and then coming back? Like, he said he doesn't think he's going to make it to the end of the year. Why not just hub this match, Anarchy at the arena, and then call it a day? The guy's got nothing left to prove. He's had a good career. He can retire. He can live happily ever after. Go and have sex with Brie Bella. That's better than ending up in a wheelchair. So, I don't know why he doesn't go and do that. Seriously, Bryan Danielson, I think he needs to get away from AEW. Anyway, guys, that's it. Speaking about Bryan Danielson, because there's literally no bloody news to talk about. So yeah, this digital exclusive promo for Bryan Danielson is what we've got to look at and dissect here on Fog Wrestling. Let me know your thoughts down below and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.